Welcome to JumboCast for this production of a neutral matchup here in Cousins Gymnasium. Today we have the Bates College Bobcats taking on the University of Rochester Yellow Jackets. My name is Jared Cohen. I'm joined on color commentary by Noah Goldstein as we get underway here from Cousins. And it is Rochester who will control the opening tip. Underneath, David Ackles with the ball, the 7-footer. He'll reset at the top of the key. Kwasinski up top to Ackles. Now Nate Sock, the graduate guard, handling to their star, Logan Jagodzinski, as the shot clock gets under 5. Jagodzinski is going to kick. Ball's deflected. Shot at the buzzer is no good. And rebound to Bates.
Well-organized defensive possession from Bates there. They switched well, and they had everything covered for us. The bad shot there from Kwasinski. Unsurprisingly, that was no good.
Babacar Pui, the leading scorer, faked the shot right there. Now out to Brady Coyne. Bates coming off a loss yesterday, looking to get back on track. Pui in the post. He'll fake. Inside, put a body on Ackles and score.
Yeah, I mean, that's not very good looking for Rochester at all. Pui going right at Ackles and getting whatever he wants. We saw him do the exact same thing in the first possession of last game, too, getting Pui there on the block in the post. He made easy work of that.
And that's going to be a matchup to watch. Pui and Ackles, definitely a weight discrepancy between the two. Backdoor cut found by Ackles. Turnaround jump shot from Kwasinski is good. Offense looking to run through Pui. He'll try to find the backdoor cut, but intercepted by Jagodzinski. And Rochester will look to push.
Something both these teams do a fair amount is let their big men work up top. Jagodzinski and Pui there. Pui threw a turnover, though.
Ackles, jump hook, way off. Cy Hodges now. He'll take the three. The lefty, wedgie alert. Ball gets stuck between the rim. It will stay Bates' possession, I believe, as it is a jump ball when a ball is stuck in the rim. So we'll see what the call is. They signaled Bates' possession, but it is Rochester looking to inbound.
A little bit of confusion. Even the coach is not exactly sure. I think it will be Bates when all is said and done. Yeah, here they go.
So a bit of a lucky break. Shot no good, but they'll retain possession.
Been a while since I've seen a good wedgie, Jared.
It's a pleasure in basketball. Corner three, rims out. And get used to that. Brady Coyne, he likes to shoot, and he's not afraid to get it up. Hard screen from Kwasinski. He'll now look to isolate. Go left, spin right. Gets cut off by two Bates defenders and kicks out to the corner. Fumbled by Sock. He'll drive, left hand, no good. Kwasinski on the offensive glass, just misses out on the and one, but he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Kwasinski really could have had a chance at 3 there. He's been surprisingly really good, really active so far getting the ball. Had obviously a nice turnaround on the last play, and they're getting involved again, pulling down an offensive rebound.
And Kwasinski, he's a guy, came off the bench earlier this season, but in the starting lineup now following some injuries to the Rochester lineup. But he's 6'9". He's a graduate student. He's a transfer as well. He has a lot of experience playing. So having that kind of guy on your bench to start the season, pretty big luxury for a team like Rochester. Now, of course, he is in the starting lineup. Missed the first free throw. He'll hit the second, and Rochester leads 3-2.
Yeah, and basically every game that he's played, he's increased minutes and he's increased his production. That's definitely what you want to see if you're on the Rochester coaching staff. You know, he comes in as a transfer and making an impact when he does get minutes.
Three-pointer from Sean O'Leary is nails. So lead now for Bates. Transition 3 from McEachran. He answers right back.
Wow. The first 3 I didn't even really expect. Nonetheless, the second, McEachran coming down court, just immediately pulling up for that one. Maybe it was the unexpectedness that helped him out there.
Kwasinski gets in the passing lane, steals that one. Now wrapped up. They're going to call another jump ball. This one will be Rochester possession.
Yeah, and did you see McEachran in there? He's fading to the corner. He was ready to pull another one immediately if he got that ball.
So both teams not afraid to let it fly early. Not surprising, given what we know about Rochester and Bates the last couple games. Rochester really held quiet from 3 against Tufts yesterday. Another 3 up and short. That one was no good, and now they'll look to reset. McEachran with the ball. Screen from Ackles. Kwasinski looking to post up. Tough defense, turnaround jump shot is short.
Now we have Kwasinski on Pui in the low post. David Ackles went to the bench really early in this one. They're trying to switch up that matchup after Pui got an easy layup on the first play of the game.
Yeah, Camden Fleming in the game for Rochester. Over pursuit right there. They're going to kick and bat it out of bounds by McEachran. 2 more subs coming into the game. We will see Theo Murray for Rochester. Ben Leach will enter the game for Bates in place of Babacar Pui as well. Cole Decker in as well. He got the ball off the inbound there, but a whistle and a foul before the inbound pass.
Yeah, and Decker, one of only 6 Bobcats to appear in every game so far. He was pretty active for this team last year. He played 7 games only, but he did average almost 5 points a game, so they'll be happy to have him back playing well so far.
Pass to the backcourt to O'Leary. Now Keenan Sparks looking to handle. Sparks receives a screen, drives left. Kick is intercepted. Good defense from Camden Fleming.
Yeah, Joe, that's something I noticed a lot yesterday in this Bates team. They like to drive and kick a lot. Their problem is they get really bunched up a lot. There we saw a screen and a roll, and the screener and roll are going the same place exactly.
Kwasinski can't finish at the rim, and it will be Bates' possession. Ben Leach now kicks. Peter Cy Hodges, strong drive, jump stop. Kicks out, errant pass. That'll be a turnover.
Back-to-back turnovers, also not what you want to see at all for Bates. But they're really looking to get shooters open off of penetration, something that didn't work so well for them last game. They're still sticking to a similar philosophy offensively.
Jagodzinski yet to make a huge impact. Didn't have a big game yesterday against Tufts either. He's been their guy all season. They'll look to get it to him here in the post for a one-on-one opportunity. He'll fake. Oh, pulled the chair. That'll give him an easy basket and one.
Yeah, there they get the ball in the hands of Jagodzinski, something that I expected a lot more on the opening possessions. Instead, it was Kwasinski getting the ball a lot. Now Jagodzinski making his impact felt. That's a big and one.
Yeah, definitely look to get a set for their star to get the ball, the physical play in the post, and you try to pull the chair. That only works if the guy's going with you. He stood strong and got the and one. Some more substitutions now. Jameer Primer in the game for Bates. He's an interesting guy. Was the Rookie of the Year from the Maine Writers Association his rookie year 3 seasons ago. Big role player 2 years ago. Didn't play at all last season. Back on the team this year and looking to reestablish himself.
Yeah, when games like this is a good chance to do it. You know, they haven't started NESCAC play yet. Still a lot to be determined in terms of the lineup. If you really want to make your impact felt, now's the time.
Cy Hodges' lefty hook was no good. Ball got spiked at the referee, out of bounds. So Bates struggling to find a rhythm on offense so far.
Yeah, and I fear it's all the same thing yesterday, too. You know, it's just a lot of lack of consistency. They're either relying on one guy to make a nice play or for just something to get open magically, but that hasn't really been happening so far.
Nifty move from Jagodzinski. Ball ends up with Sock. He loves that turnaround jump shot, but doesn't take it there. Camden Fleming now. Left hand is good.
That was a nice shot with the left hand, but yeah, we saw him hit that 3 times in a row yesterday. And he's really made a big impact for this team overall coming in as a transfer. I think he's just got, you know, a lot of capability in the offense. He can do basically whatever he wants. He probably thought about that shot there. It was a good bucket by Fleming, though.
Brady Coyne now kicks out. Cole Decker behind the back. Stripped, but recovered by Ben Leach. Back out to the corner. 3. Bingo. Cole Decker knocks down a 3 and a timeout taken by Bates.
Yeah, it was a nice shot, but it's still exactly what you're looking for on offense, I don't think. We saw 3 players basically within 5 feet of each other, standing all together. they got a corner three that wasn't exactly open. He knocked it down. It was a good shot, but still, this drive and kick offense struggling a little bit. Bates only put up 7 points in the opening 7 minutes here so far, and I don't know how it's going to get much better.
So we came in today, 2 guys kind of on our minds. Babacar Pui for Bates and Logan Jagodzinski for Rochester. We've seen both of them go to work a little bit early today, but more to come. What's our thoughts about these guys?
Yeah, well, I think they're both clear offensive and defensive engines for their team. You know, they're the go-to guys, and it shows in the stats. I mean, look at that. They're leading their teams in 2 different ways, and I think they play different styles. I mean, Pui, you're really looking to get him on the block. That's where he does his best work in the post. Jagodzinski is a perimeter player, but they're both going to make their impact felt in one way or another in this game. Both had pretty slow games yesterday, too. They'll be looking to bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of them were coming off a stretch of pretty solid performances. Jagodzinski had been very consistent going into yesterday, but really had a bit of a no-show against a very solid Tufts men's basketball team. So they're looking to get him going, cut him back door, can't find him there. Ball ends up in his hands anyways. Now back up top. Theo Murray goes to the basket and is rejected. And they'll say it bounced off Murray on the way out, and it will go the other way. Coaches can't believe it.
And I'm still a little bit distracted by the presence of David Ackles on the court here. There he was posting up Ben Leach for about 10 seconds, begging for the ball. Didn't get it so much, but there, you know, he really wants to take up space there and try to get to his spot, 7-footer.
You know, Coyne wants to get a shot off. He does right there and nails the little fadeaway.
Yeah, nice shot there. I mean, Coyne and the player he was going at there, Sock, I see them pretty similarly. Both guards that can basically shoot it from any spot and want to shoot it from any spot. We'll see how that goes throughout this one, though.
Close game so far. 10-9 the score. Here's Jagodzinski. Cross-court pass intercepted by Primer. He's got a 1-on-2, now a 2-on-2, and Bates will look to reset. Primer up top. 3 from Cy Hodges. Rims out. Quickly back down the other end. Primer with another steal. He's all over the defensive end. Now a 1-on-1. Will go up strong and draw the blocking foul. He'll get 2 free throws, but it looks like he might be a little bit shaken up after that one.
Yeah, well, anybody that has to run 2 laps back and forth, jumping around, taking layups, taking hits, I'm not that surprised. He seems to be all right, though. He'll get 2 free throws for it. Really impressive there. I mean, he set up the break well on the first time, too. Found his man filling the lane. They got a good look at it. Just couldn't knock down the 3. Then really impressive job to get back and get another steal.
Yeah, 2 straight possessions with a steal for Primer. First free throw is good. He'll be happy to see that one fall. As we talked about, his minutes just been down this year since his return. He has started 3 games, but the minutes haven't been consistent. Really has struggled so far this year. 7 of 30 from the floor, 3 of 20 from 3, but coming off his best game of the season, 12 points versus Brandeis. So looking to build on that today. He'll knock down the first, but missed the second. So split a pair, and it's 10-10. Quickly down the other way, Rochester. Camden Fleming, strong move. He'll draw the foul as well.
I think Rochester still doesn't look exactly comfortable in this game either. They're just kind of not as put together on offense as I thought they would be maybe coming into this one. It looks like they've kind of been struggling to get into their sets directly, trying to take some worse shots than maybe they could get. We'll see how that plays out as they get into this game more, though.
First free throw is good. We talked a lot coming into yesterday about how accurate this Rochester team had been from 3 going in, above 40% as a team, but we watched them play against Tufts yesterday, and the sets to get the open 3-pointers really weren't there. They haven't been there today either. And you wonder, was the hot start from 3 an aberration? Is it something they can keep up? They have shooters, but they don't run a lot of looks to just get open 3s constantly. It's more of a product of the way their offense works outside of that. So we'll see. In a close game right here, neither team getting it going from 3. Underneath now, kick out. The lefty, Cy Hodges. That one is money.
That's what Bates is looking for all day. They know that Pui has that gravity on the inside, and if they can get their shooters open, that's where they can do damage. The problem is they haven't had the best spacing so far, but there he had everybody open. Worked out well for them.
Exactly. I think you see Pui re-enters the game first possession, and you have an open 3. That's no coincidence. He does have some gravity on both ends of the court, and now you see Ackles exit as Pui has re-entered. So definitely some gamesmanship going on from our 2 coaches here today. Needs to get the ball inbounds. He does to Fleming. Kwasinski now. Murray Gets rejected by Pui.
Yeah, Pui's such a strong interior defender as well. Even yesterday when he didn't have his strongest game against Brandeis, still tallied 4 blocks, including a great denial off the backboard at one point. He has a really long wingspan. He can get his arms basically anywhere to deny the ball.
Sock misses the midi off of the inbound pass. Bates will look to extend their 2-point lead. Primer to the corner, back to Pui. Fake the dribble handoff off the fingertips of Primer and out of bounds.
Right idea there, just unlucky in Jameer Primer's hands. Maybe let him down there.
Luke Razi, the freshman from Washington, D.C., he got some run yesterday. He's in today. They'll look to find Kwasinski matched up with Pui. Kwasinski, nice spin move, but can't finish on the turnaround jump shot.
I don't know if Kwasinski was working on his 8-foot turnaround jumpers last night or something, but that might be the 3rd or 4th one he's taken so far, looking for that shot.
Same matchup, other end. Pui, great pass inside, off glass. The finish from Cole Decker.
Again, it's what you love to see when you have an offensive engine like that. You need to get him the ball and things just open up for you. That was a great cut by Decker and an even better find.
Beautiful roll from Kwasinski will get him 2 free throws.
Yeah, Jagodzinski still sitting on the bench, although he looks to maybe check in here. But Kwasinski taking over. He came right back into the game. They got the ball in his hands, maybe 3 or 4 possessions in a row again. And he's going right at this Bates defense, even if it is Babakar Pui, who's probably the best defender on the court a lot of times.
Kwasinski came into today averaging 7.7 points per game. Shooting 43.1% from the field, only 3 for 12 from 3 on the season. He was only 4 for 6 at the line coming in today, but being a little bit more physical. And his second free throw here rims out. O'Leary will look to set up the Bates offense. Pui on the block. He's got room to work. Help defense comes. Pump fake. O'Leary, the scoop is rejected. Bernard Ducey Jr. out of Ghana comes in to get the block, but it will remain Bates' possession.
Hard to find a better defensive possession than that one there from Bernard Ducey Jr. He did everything perfectly. Now right up on the ball again.
Coin. O'Leary, bad pass, couldn't get the shot off. Now the corner, that 3, no good. Rebounded to Jagodzinski. Again, pushing Rochester down the floor. Back out. Jagodzinski fakes to the corner. Back out. Jagodzinski passes out of the double team. Here's Razi. Hook shot, nope. And a loose ball foul on the rebound against Kwasinski.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed these teams are pretty similar. There we saw Rochester going to the same formula like 4 times, just jab step, 2 dribbles. If they didn't get any penetration, kick it back out. And, I mean, it works if you can get separation, if you can get into the lane. There you have to settle for a really tough shot, though. And it gets just kind of difficult if you're not getting past your man into the bucket, then nothing really gets open off of that.
Yeah, physical defense from Bates, definitely the difference on that possession. Brady Coyne now inside Pui. They want to get him the ball. Another great pass from Pui, but no good on the layup. Rebound, though, controlled by Bates. Back to Pui inside. Step through. He'll kick out. The 3-pointer is good. Cole Decker from 3. And Bates is off to a hot start here. 18-11 the score as a timeout is called from Rochester.
Bates team that not exactly known for being the best from 3, but if they're getting wide open looks, then they can take them there. 32.5%. I think they're shooting a bit higher than that so far today, and that's been a really impressive job for them so far. Out to an early lead here, which I'm a little surprised by.
And, of course, Bates did lose yesterday, but coming into that game, they were on a 3-game winning streak, which might not seem like a lot, but for this Bates team is a pretty rare occurrence. They went 3-20 last year, so in the course of 3 games, they matched their win total from all of last season. The stats don't exactly jump out at you right here. 71 points per game, 40% from the field, but they are winning the turnover margin, and they're winning all 3 of those games, average margin of victory of over 10 points. Now you see them today, again, 3 teams only 3-5, but they look very competitive.
Yeah, Jared, and even if the stats don't look great, winning games is never a bad thing, especially when you're a team where a lot of the players only remember a 3-21 season last year. You want to just set up a culture where winning is the norm, and winning games, even games out of conference like this one, can be big for that.
Yeah, a win today for Bates as they force another turnover would exceed their win total from last year. So really, really good look quickly from Bates today as Jagodzinski picks the pocket of Cole Decker, goes all the way, and finishes.
What a great move there, just picking the pocket and going all the way the other way. And he's just thinking basket focused at that point. A lot of players will take that out, not if you're Jagodzinski, not if you're your team's best player and you know they're relying on you to get a bucket in that scenario. Went over the top with a nice little step, finished with the right hand. That was poetry in motion.
Yeah, Jagodzinski, 16.3 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field, 43% from deep, but only a 66% free throw shooter. You see it right there. Doesn't convert the and one. Coyne, they're looking to run the offense out of Pui on the block. He's passed from there. He's scored from there. This time, kicks back out to the corner. Wild shot, no good, no foul either. Here comes McEachran. Jagodzinski takes it. Short. Luke Razi, an extended run for him here in the first half. Crossover left, a beautiful move, and he soars to the basket for the finish.
Well, there you go, gave coach a good reason to keep him in. That was a really nice move. Quick first step, got past his defender. It was easy from there.
Pui sets a screen. Floater rims up and just out. So now momentum trending toward Rochester, a 3-point game.
Yeah, this is where they have, they have Kwasinski and Jagodzinski in. They're going to go towards the basket. They're going to try to make a run here.
McEachran rejected the screen and finished with his right hand on the left side, a nifty move, and now a 1-point game. So the timeout seems to have done something for Rochester. Deep 3, no good. Screen from Kwasinski. McEachran in. Now back to Kwasinski. He'll back down. Stopped into Razi. Floater short. 7:20 to go. Fast break opportunity. Step through and a wild pass. Turnover from Peter Sy-Hodges.
Yeah, I'm all the way up here, and even I could see that Peter Sy-Hodges was not going up with that ball. He looked immediately to the corner once he got set on the block there. You would have liked to just see him fake that, go up, probably would have at least drawn a foul. Could have made a layup there too. 2 points, 3 points. Instead, a turnover. Just got to think a little bit more towards going up there and less towards kicking it out. But this is a team in Bates that so far has looked like they really want to shoot the 3, and that's what we saw there.
Danny Rosenblum in the game for Rochester. Strong drive, and the finish from Nate Sock over Babacar Pui. So the lead now back in the hands of Rochester. Not, if anything, that Pui has to say about it. He'll finish on a nifty move and take the lead back.
Yeah, those were 2 real buckets there back-to-back. Just players going right at their defenders and knowing that they can get a bucket. That's what happens when you have supreme confidence in your game.
And Pui, they work him out of the post, but he's got some mobility. You see Savas Gonatas in the game as well. Find Danny Rosenblum. He runs the pick and roll, and no foul call. He dropped the ball out of bounds as a turnover.
Yeah, pretty physical underneath the basket so far today, but a pretty tight whistle as well there. We saw a player for Bates, I think it might have been Sparks, hit the floor earlier to no call there, another no call. We'll see how that goes as it keeps going on, but that definitely factors into your mind if you're thinking about how you want to attack this game later on.
Absolutely. Primer now, he's back in the game. He had 2 steals when he played earlier. Just avoids traveling. They're looking for Pui. They got him. He's got the one-on-one. Drives middle. Gets underneath. Will they call a continuation? Looks like the foul will be on the floor, so he finished the bucket. No shooting foul, but again, Pui drawing a lot of attention on the defensive end.
Yeah, and once Bates start making Rochester respect them from deep, that's going to be a real problem because then they can't help off so much to guard Pui. What are they going to do? They're leaving shooters wide open. If these shooters start hitting, it could be an ugly night.
It's definitely a trade-off the defense will have to make. Lucky bounce gets back to Bates here. Primer from deep. He takes it long on the three. Ball batted around. It's going to stay Bates' ball. So good extracurricular after the shot went up to keep possession.
They get another 20 seconds out, another chance to really get into one of their sets, hopefully off the inbound, get a good look.
Wrap up and a jump ball. Again, will stay Bates' possession. (20-19). Bates up by 1 with 5 minutes 44 seconds to go in the first half of what has been a fast-paced, pretty entertaining game so far.
Yeah, it's a good game so far, better than the ones we saw yesterday for sure, at least in terms of scoreline. And I think this one should stay pretty close so far. These teams looked pretty evenly matched, not only on paper, but also in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Sean O'Leary fighting up top. Coins looking for Pui. Pui wants the ball. Good ball denial, but they'll get it to him anyways. Pui face-up opportunity, kicks out. The three, Cy Hodges. Yes, sir!
Yep, and there it is. You know, Cy Hodges, I think that's his second three. He's really getting it going from deep. This could be a big problem.
So 4-point lead. Sock, nifty pass to Ganatis. He goes up and misses the gimme. He'll want that one back. Here's Primer. Drives into the chest of McEachran, who strips the ball away. And the other way, here goes Nate Sock. For three, Sock wanted to foul. Ball off the top of the backboard, didn't get it.
A little ambitious there. No, when they've let Bates get some good looks here in this one. I think Rochester might just want to slow it down and get their team some good looks instead. Sock
mismatch on Pui. Triple team comes out to the top of the key, and another three is good. Sean O'Leary, and Bates extends the lead to 7. A blocking foul called. O'Leary set up. He wanted the charging foul. Ref wasn't having it.
Now they're getting Kwasinski back in the game as well as Ackles. Interesting substitutions there. They're still trying to figure out how to defend Pui. It's been rough going in the last couple minutes for sure.
Decker will re-enter for O'Leary. As you said, Ackles at the scorer's table. Free throw is short. Rebound back out. Second opportunity, also no good, and Pui pulls it in. Rosenblum could not get it to go. Coin to Cy Hodges. Pui on the block yet again. Offense is running through him. Drives middle, spins back. He'll step through. The scoop layup is no good. McEachran, step back three. Rebound to Primer. Cy Hodges, he might be feeling it. He's hit a couple threes today. He'll drive middle. Left-hand floater is money.
That's a great move, but you can't help too far off of Pui there. If he rolls, he's getting a good look underneath. You kind of just have to give that up, play soft coverage on the pick, and then easy going for Cy Hodges.
And not an easy shot on the floater. Rebound to Bates. Pui hit the net. Team wanted a goaltend, no call. Now Cy Hodges.
They go right back to it.
Exact same set. He's going to go middle, spin, left-handed hook, just misses.
I think Bates just really likes the matchups that they have across the board there, whether it be Hodges or Pui. They're looking to go at their defenders basically every play.
Yeah, back-to-back, you saw the Cy Hodges, Pui pick and roll. Both of them have had a lot of success today, so no surprise. Here's Kwasinski on Pui. Fumbles the ball. He'll have to kick it out. McEachran drives into traffic. He's got Pui on him on the sideline. He's going to call a timeout to get out of that one. That brings a cheer from the Bates bench. Bates has extended their lead. It's now 28-19. A surprising first half lead for Bates. We'll take a quick break on JumboCast, and we'll be right back. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Bates has gotten out to a surprising 9-point lead over Rochester. They've looked very good so far here in the UAA Challenge. Off the inbound, can't get the shot off, a shot clock violation. It was Nate Salk who will be credited with the turnover. The energy from the Bates bench is real right now.
Yeah, energy and defensive intensity, which is something that we talked about as a focus coming into this one. We see it every play, and when it works out, it really helps out this Bates defense.
They want to push the lead to double digits here. Cy Hodges. Brady Coyne on the drive. Right hand rejected. Looked clean, and here comes Rochester. Fake the screen. McEachran. He's got a tight handle. Ackles wants it in the post. They're not going to give it to him. Pick and roll instead. McEachran kicks to the corner. Kwasinski now on the block. Held up, steps through, uses the glass, rims out. Ackles tips it to a Bates defender. Coyne with the rebound. Interesting, Pui is on the bench now, even though we're in, kind of the end crunch time first half. Deep three is long, so interesting to see what Bates' strategy here is to extend their lead going into the half. Good fake from McEachran. He'll kick out. Jagodzinski to the corner. Now McEachran, open three. Off right. Good tip from Primer will set up a fast break. Cole Decker with the lefty layup.
Nifty finish there, but I've been so impressed by Jameer Primer. I got to tell you, every play on defense, he is just playing with so much energy, going right at the ball handler. And that's what you want to see. You want to see him take charge on defense.
Absolutely, as Jagodzinski draws the foul. That tip from Primer, he tipped it from the block all the way down past half court, essentially. He set up a fast break on his own, and that got them 2 points, and now an 11-point lead. It looks like it might have been a quick breather for Pui as he's going to re-enter the game.
Yeah, and I think maybe that was Coach Furbush also just wondering if he could see how his lineup could do without Pui, if they could still be productive on offense. Maybe didn't get the answer he was looking for. He's going to come back in with only about 75 seconds left in this half.
And I was interested to see if Ackles would exit the game. He's not going to. He's going to stay. So you get Ackles on the floor. You get Pui in after a quick breather, maybe a matchup to attack.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised by that, too. Usually we've seen Ackles going out as soon as Pui comes in, and Kwasinski being the guy that's had the most success guarding Pui. We'll see what they do here in this set. But, yeah, I thought Ackles would definitely come out there.
So, yeah, Jagodzinski, good at the line. Pui has re-entered the game as mentioned. Cole Decker with the ball. They're looking for Pui in that matchup with Ackles. Help defense comes, not quite a double team. Back up top, out to Pui. Fakes the three, gets Ackles in the air. Jumps wanted to draw a foul, couldn't get it, threw the ball out of bounds. A bit of an odd play and a turnover.
Yeah, I think had Kwasinski gone to the ground and gone all the way through with that charge, he probably would have got it too. He was pretty well set there on the block, but I guess he knew that Pui was chucking that one out of bounds, didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, Pui went up, didn't really know where to go, so a 9-point lead now, under a minute to go in the first half. Sock gets Jagodzinski on the in the low post. Little head fake, backs in, fadeaway jump shot. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, I think my eyes started watering watching that one. That was basketball at its finest right there. A little shoulder fake, a little turnaround. How much more could you ask for?
Can't teach it better than that. Now a 5-second, 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock, so pretty much holding for the final shot here. Keenan Sparks controlling the ball. Gets it to Pui. He's got Ackles on him. Pui picks up his dribble. Here's Sparks, drives to the rim. Foul called. He'll get 2 free throws. 8 seconds still left on the clock.
Good take there by Sparks. Before up top, he was just shell dribbling there, got to a better spot on the wing, got it back, really attacked his defender. And when you get that inside line towards the basket, it's really hard to stop either fouling or giving up a bucket. Almost converted to and one there, too.
Cy Hodges and Primer, the leading scorers for Bates so far today. Free throws are good from Sparks. He's up to 6 points. 7 seconds to go. Quick handoff to Jagodzinski. Off glass, no good. Ball batted around. Won't be another shot. That'll take us to the end of the first half. It's Bates in the lead over Rochester, 32-23 in this UAA Challenge matchup. Before we go to break, Noah, what was it that really gave Bates maybe a surprising advantage here in the first half?
Yeah, well, it was one man, and his name is Babakar Pui. I think whenever he had the ball in a good spot, it seemed like they ended up with a bucket. Obviously, he was helped by some good shooting, especially that of Peter Cy Hodges, but he's really the engine of this team. He gets it underneath. He's running the show for them. And he hasn't even had to do much in terms of going up forward close to the basket. It's his facilitation that's winning the game for them so far. We'll see how Rochester attacks him coming into the second half. I know his name is going to be mentioned during halftime extensively, though. They really have to come up with a better plan if they want a chance of getting back into this one.
Yeah, Pui's stats don't really jump off the page. He's only got 4 points, 3 rebounds, and assists, but he's got. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong game right here. Excuse me. I was going to say that doesn't look right. But Pui has really he's been the guy that they've looked to all day. Our live stats are not working. That's why I was reading the wrong numbers. But as you said, Pui really the guy for Bates, Rochester, their top guy, Jagodzinski, kind of got it going towards the end of the first half, saw a nice turnaround jump shot. It's still a close game, under a 10-point differential as we go into halftime. We'll be back in around 14 minutes to see you guys for the second half UAA Challenge. We'll be back on JumboCast. We are back here on JumboCast from Cousins Gymnasium getting ready for the second half of this matchup between the Rochester Yellow Jackets and the Bates College Bobcats. Finally have our live stats correct. We could look back at the first half a little bit. It was Logan Jagodzinski leading Rochester with 8 points. He had 6 rebounds to go along with that. And for Bates, Babacar Pui, he only had 4 points, but 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 for 3 from the floor. They're led in scoring by Cole Decker, who gave you 10 in the first half on 4 of 6 shooting, but it's been a lot more than that. And maybe, as we talked about, a surprising lead for Bates. We had a high expectations for Rochester coming into this weekend. They had gotten off to a strong start over their first 8 games.
Yeah, the first 8 games looked really promising for a team that only went 10-15 last year. They did have some bright spots, though. They were the second most regionally ranked wins within Region 3, which is pretty impressive despite their tough record. It was also Coach Luke Fleclerzi's worst season, tied with 2013 and 2014, only had 10 wins 2 other times in his career. But it looked like they were beginning to turn it around earlier in the season. 6-2 to start, and they were allowing less points because they tightened up on defense, even versus similar opponents. They beat St. John Fisher, who they fell to last year. I mean, it's not a perfect metric, but it does make sense. And they were shooting the lights out from 3, 46% going into yesterday. They shot so bad yesterday that figure was now 38% coming into today. But a lot to look forward to for Rochester. And I think also one more thing I'd like to point out is they added Nate Salk, graduate transfer from Wheaton College, where he averaged 11.8%, shooting 40% in his final season so far this season. He's pulling on 10.4 points per game, shooting 49% and a shocking 62% from 3 on 29 attempts. He's been really strong. He's been a go-to guy. And if Rochester looks to turn things around from a disappointing last season for a program that has had a lot of success in the past, this is the way to do it. Definitely, though, coming into this one, it'll depend on how they can keep it going here, playing some tough competition in Bates.
Yeah, that hot start hasn't translated this weekend. The loss to Tufts yesterday and now losing to Bates, and all of that, as we've talked about, has been due to kind of the combination play of the Bates starting lineup. Pui and Cy Hodges have had big games so far, and they've just been the more efficient team. Bates, 12 of 26 from the floor, 5 of 11 from 3, and that 5 from 11 from 3 is important. You look at Rochester, they're only 1 of 7 from 3, so a 12-point difference just from behind the arc. Another issue for Rochester, free throw shooting, 4 of 11 in the first half. You got to take the easy points when you can get them, as we're back underway here. Switch sides, McEachran will handle the ball to start. Here's Jagodzinski, starting lineup in for Rochester, and it'll be a quick foul off the ball. Pass to the backcourt, and McEachran. Look for Sock underneath. He'll get it to the corner. McEachran for 3. Good start to the first half. First shot is a made 3. Second half, excuse me.
Team that we thought prioritized three-point shooting so much coming into this weekend. They shot a lot yesterday. Didn't convert that much. Today they haven't even shot that much. But it's looking good as they get started with a 3 early.
Quickly to Pui, another end. He'll go under and get that shot blocked by Kwasinski. It looked like he had position underneath on Ackles, but good help defense. Now McEachran, he'll kick. Kwasinski, another 3. Good! Back-to-back threes to start the second half. And that lead is now down to only 3 in less than a minute.
Looks a little bit more like the Rochester we thought we knew coming into this one. A lot of threes, a lot of shots, playing high energy.
Turnover as Ackles jumps the pass to Pui. So a nightmare start to the first half if you're Bates. And a potential to tie the game here for Rochester. Here is Sock calling out a play, looking inside to Ackles. Off-ball screen to Jagodzinski. He's got room to work, drives right on Pui, doesn't get the foul call. Rebound going the other way. Keenan Sparks. Ball tipped out in the corner, will stay with Bates. Sparks to inbound. Brady Coyne's been quiet. Back to Pui. He fakes the 3. long strides. Good strong defense from Ackles. Stops the score there, and now the other way. Kozinski likes the matchup. Spin move, right-handed jump floater. Just off the front of the rim. Unable to get closer. Pui. Cy Hodges for three, short. Ball tipped and controlled by Bates. Back up, plenty of contact, and a foul. 2 free throws for Keenan Sparks incoming.
I think one thing I've noticed for Bates in the last couple possessions versus the first two where they gave up 2 threes to start this half is their defensive intensity looks to be coming back a little bit. You know, the last play we saw just good defense on Kwasinski, forced him into a tough shot, a hook shot that didn't go. And now as they come back into this game, they got a good offensive possession, got Sparks to the line.
Free throws are good. Lead back up to 5. Handoff to Nate Sock. He'll go back up top to McEachran. They find Ackles underneath. Ball's tipped away and a turnover. Good defense from Bates. On the fast break now. The three-pointer is money. Sean O'Leary is having a game for Bates and extends that lead back up to 8. The other way, McEachran wants to respond but can't. Pui, he'll take a 3. Rebound batted around. Sock controlled it, handed to Kwasinski. Rochester bench screaming to move the ball down the court. Here's Jagodzinski. One-on-one play, crossover, puts a body into his defender and called for the offensive foul. Sean O'Leary doing it on both ends of the court.
Yeah, O'Leary, a hometown boy here from Massachusetts, I believe. Norfolk, Massachusetts, that is, and he's doing well here in front of a semi-home crowd. Really well done there, especially against the other team's best player. Jagodzinski went right into his chest, and he knew exactly what to do. Took the contact just as you're supposed to, drew the foul. That's the play you love to see if you're a coach as well.
O'Leary up to 8 points on the game. He's 2 for 2 from downtown. Jameer Primer has re-entered. They'll look for Pui on the block. He's got Kwasinski on him. Same move we've seen, turns, off glass, short. Now Pui not able to get it going here in the second half. Some strong defense from Kwasinski and Rochester. Primer beat right, cross-court pass to the corner, the 3-ball, short. Rebound to Primer, strong rebound in traffic from the point guard. Primer takes the screen from Poit, goes middle, kicks to the corner. 3 no good from O'Leary. Both teams getting ready for some substitutions. Nate Sock hasn't been able to really find any threes despite his hot start from behind the arc this season. Run him off a screen here. He'll get the ball up top and kick back to Kwasinski. Good team defense so far. Jagodzinski will drive and finish a tough layup.
Yeah, well, just like you said, it was a really impressive defensive possession going into that one. But Jagodzinski, you know, he knows how to save a possession like that. He leads this team in a lot of statistical categories, and sometimes he just has to take the responsibility into his hands. Did it there. Got a nice finish.
Pui, a nice pass to the corner, but no dice on the finish.
Yeah, that
Nate
was a
Sock.
pretty pass, and I think he's going to be a little bit upset. Pui is at his teammate for not knocking that one down.
Sock goes all the way to the basket and finishes. Yeah, anytime you make a flashy pass, you always expect the guy to come through for you. Didn't happen there. Lead now down to 4. Another pick and roll, and they're going to call that one an offensive foul. Moving screen on Pui. He wasn't set, and contact is going to be a turnover.
Yeah, Jared, I don't even know if he meant to really make a screen happen there. He just kind of ran through the guy. You can't do that in the game of basketball, but it seemed more unintentional than anything. Unfortunately, it will be a turnover.
But we've got a good game on our hands. 4-point difference between the two teams so far. Under 15 minutes to go now in the second half. Nate Sock sizing up. Pui. Dribble drive, turnaround, hook, no good. Rebound to Coyne. Coyne in transition. Hodges now to Pui. He's got Sock on him. Back out now. Nifty ball movement. Can Bates get something out of this? 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cole Decker, leading scorer today for Bates. Here's Pui to the corner. Hodges with 1 second on the clock. Bang!
Peter Hodges lighting it up from downtown there again at the end of the possession. Not really anything going for them. It was a pretty bad offensive possession, if anything, but Hodges had other ideas than just giving it up. Nice shot.
Yes, Hodges' jump shot has looked good all game today. Other end of the floor, ball is batted around. See what the call is. It's going to be a jump ball on the wrap-up. Subs in the game for Bates. It's going to be O'Leary re-entering after a short break. We're going to see Ben Leach for the second time today.
Yeah, and Hodges, he came into this game shooting 50%, so not exactly a surprise that he's been lighting it up from downtown. But only 9 points so far on the season, which isn't too bad. That is good for third on the team out of active players right now. But he's also been the player that's played the most minutes on the team. He's an important guy for the team, whether it shows up on the stat sheet entirely or not. And here he's really getting his due show, getting the ball in a lot of places to take some good shots and knocking them down.
Hodges, he'll drive left, kick. Good pump fake all the way to the basket, but an offensive foul. Again, a screen off ball that set up the drive for O'Leary. They'll call that one, a little clear out move, but maybe too much contact.
Yeah, I don't know. I missed that one personally. I would have let that one go, but certainly a good call, though, that they did see it. Took 2 points off the board for Bates.
Marcin Gortat popularized that move in the NBA. Daniel Tice was known for it as well, but you got to get away with it. Didn't get away with it there. Pass underneath, and the finish. Savas Gonatis from Cyprus puts that one in, and this game continues to go back and forth. Leach, he's yet to score. Here's Primer. Got some space. Ball, risky pass picked off. Jagodzinski, Euro step, left hand. And he claps it up. Game back within 2. And suddenly, we've got a real competitive one on our hands here. What has Bates done wrong here in the second half, and what has Rochester more so done right to cut that lead from 9 to 2?
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to 2 things, and for one of them is Bates' defensive physicality. Their best possessions on defense have been when they've really been able to shut down Rochester's drives, especially Jagodzinski, Kwasinski, stuff like that. That's been one problem. The other side is Bates' offense, too, just hasn't really been as put together as we saw in the first half. We've seen a little bit of confusion, some plays that haven't gone exactly how they have. Even the play where they got a 3 for Hodges, that came down to the last second on the shot clock. So you look to see them put it together a little bit more on offense, be a little bit more physical on defense, try to get back to how they were in the first half, because that's what really gave them this lead. If they can't bring that back, then it's going to be a real problem for them as Rochester looks to heat up.
And Jagodzinski has come alive a little bit here in the second half, up to 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting. He's got 8 rebounds and, importantly, 3 steals. That one right there turned in to a fast break bucket on the Euro step. Up on the ball is Rochester pressuring. 2-point game. Here's Hodges. He's been good so far today. Cutting inside, Cole Decker off glass.
Decker, who led this team in points in the first half, they're getting alive for the second half, and that's a really impressive move.
Another beautiful crossover from Luke Rossi, and he finishes. That's the second time today we've seen him freeze a defender with the crossover and get all the way to the rim. Decker, deep 3. Rebound to Gonatis. Jagodzinski, Beautiful double cross, goes up off glass, and one!
Wow, Jagosinski, he's like a freight train going down the lane. We saw it on the fast break before with the Euro step. This time he takes the contact, he trusts himself, and really impressive balance there too. The ball wasn't even out of his hand as he made contact there with the defender, still flipped it up and in, and he's gonna get a free throw now too. Really impressive there, and he's anchoring kind of a bench-centric lineup here too as the one starter in, and that's gonna be important if he can really control this offense as they fight back into this one.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, surrounded mostly by bench guys, but I think we've seen a lot from Luke Rossi today. He's shown them what they wanted to see yesterday as well. And Jagosinski is a guy who can dominate a lineup. He's certainly gotten over his woes from yesterday. And now a 1-point game. Pui with Ganatis on him. They're going to call a blocking foul. Pui finishes at the rim, but foul will be on the floor.
Got to feel a little bit bad for Savas Ganatis there too. You know, what is he supposed to do? He's got Pui barreling down right towards him. That's not easy. At one point he falls down, you know, and still he's the one that committed the foul. So just kind of a tough break there. But he's done a pretty good job here in the second half of containing Pui. They've tried a bunch of different defensive tactics. This time they go with Ganatis, and it's been a pretty good outcome so far.
Inside, between three men in traffic. No good on the layup. Rochester in the lead by one now, 42-41. Rossi will look to direct. Here's Jagosinski. Backdoor cut, beautiful pass from Ganatis. He gives him the binoculars. What a pass and what a finish. Couldn't have put that ball in a better place for the finish from Rossi.
Had a bunch of big men making plays. Pui earlier in the first half, now Ganatis, somebody who we didn't really have our eye on too much coming into this one. Really nice pass.
Lead up to 3. Bates needs a response. Cole Decker in the corner. He gets past his man, finds Pui. Cy Hodges now fumbles the ball away, tipped. They'll keep it with 1 second on the clock, draws a foul. We'll see if they call that a shooting foul. He put the ball up. It will be a shooting foul. See how many shots they call here. 3 shots for Cole Decker. A smart move to get the ball up at the end of the clock. He was going to shoot it anyways, and a dumb foul gives him 3 free throws and a chance to tie the game, although he won't as he misses the first.
Yeah, and I think it's still not exactly the type of possession you're looking for. If you're base, you'll have to throw up one off 1 foot at the end of the shot clock. I think maybe if you're Coach Furbush, you might think about calling a timeout here soon, because this second half has got a little bit out of control. Something's got to change here if you want to keep in this game. You're giving up a big run to start this one. And I think this team just needs to recollect itself a little bit, get back to the bread and butter offense that was working the first half.
That free throw ended a 7-0 run for Rochester. Third free throw good as well. It's been an 11-2 run over the last 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Rossi has really been a key contributor for Rochester today. Here's Nate Sock. Inside, Ganatis finishes, and he's given Rochester some good minutes as well.
Yeah, he's playing like an absolute pro down there, doing everything right. He had a nice pass before, he got an open layup as well before, and there just blocking out his man, getting advantageous position underneath and finishing. Ganatis really impressive.
Pui unable to get anything going so far in the half. They'll find him here, though. Babacar Pui got the one-on-one opportunity. Help defense come. He spins, throws up a wild shot. No good. Ball batted around and controlled by Rochester. They'll look to move. Here's Rossi. In and out move to the rim, left hand. Rossi is putting on a show here in the second half. His ball handling, really something to watch.
That was nasty.
5-point lead now. Cy Hodges wants to respond. Lefty hook is good, and a timeout to follow. So Cy Hodges staunches the bleeding a little bit. But really, it's been Luke Rossi here in the second half. He's up to 6 points, 3 of 5 on the game. And we'll take a quick break on this timeout. We'll be right back here on JumboCast. It's a 3-point game. Rochester in the lead. back from that quick break here. 9 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the second half. In a tight ball game between the University of Rochester and Bates College. Luke Roszi's really been impressing us here in the second half. Here's Nate Salk. He'll kick to the corner. Bad pass. Babacar Pui's had a tough second half for Bates. He's going to have to get going if they're going to have a chance. To the rim goes Cole Decker. He has been maybe the best player for Bates in the entirety of today's game.
Yeah, and it's just been simple for him, too. There, another textbook drive, makes the layup. Well done.
And a friendly bounce for Luke Roszi. He is having a coming out party here today.
When you're breaking everybody's ankles, you deserve a little bit of good fortune, too, I suppose.
Pui underneath. Hooks his defender. Maybe wanted an offensive foul, but they'll call a reach-in on Ganatis. So Pui still playing physical underneath.
I think Ganatis has been giving Pui more trouble than the other two defenders, that being Kwasinski and Ackles as well, just because he's a bigger body, really, and he's able to just size up on Pui better than the other defenders are. There, they took him out, though. Now it'll be Kwasinski coming in for him.
Off the inbound, O'Leary. Cy Hodges between his legs, long jump shot is good. Other way, defensive miscommunication, open three. Off the inside of the rim and out. It's a 1-point game. Bates has a chance to take the lead back. Cy Hodges all the way to the basket, and he'll draw the foul. 2 free throws now.
Bates' offense does look a little bit better coming out of the timeout. Cy Hodges there, and a lot of times they've just been creating their own buckets as well. You know, it's not been so much getting wide open looks. They haven't had, you know, those have been at a premium so far, but Cy Hodges there getting into the lane, making things difficult for Rochester's defense, and that's what it's going to take, you know, if they're not getting open shots all the time.
Yeah, the two lefties, Decker and Cy Hodges for Bates, have been doing a lot of damage.
And there we saw it exactly. Cy Hodges going right to the left, laying it up, getting fouled.
Tie game now, 50 all. Second free throw from Cy Hodges is good. So back in the lead, Bates are, after giving up a 9-point lead here in the second half. Getting an extended look at Luke Roszi. He's been playing well enough. They don't want to take him off the floor. Kwasinski back in. Theo Murray looking to find Jagodzinski. Post-up opportunity. Saw him hit a turnaround jump shot earlier. He'll step through and be absolutely rejected by Pui. He sent that one off the wall.
Yeah, and I think that one felt extra good for Pui as well. You know, he saw Jagodzinski going right at a way smaller defender in Keenan Sparks and then getting a little bit of retribution, denying that one into what would be the third row if we had courtside seats here in Cousins.
Pui only 4 points, but he's up to 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and his second block of the game.
Still been pretty quiet on offense, though, in this half overall.
Rossi gets it inbounds. Nate Salk, mid-range, pull-up, jump shot, in and out. Rebound to Pui. He'll get it to O'Leary. Sean O'Leary. Outside, a good drive. Floater with the left hand is good from Keenan Sparks. Haven't heard his name too much today, but an important bucket here in the second half. Jagodzinski calling out a play. He'll get it to Salk. Kwasinski wanted it underneath. He's upset. It'll be a dribble handoff. Kwasinski backdoor, beautiful pass, and a finish. Theo Murray on the bucket. Bates wasting no time getting back down the other end. In the corner, Cy Hodges, no good. Offensive rebound will keep the possession alive. Cy Hodges again. Spin move. In the post, left-hand hook. He loves that shot, and he gets the shooter's roll as it goes up and in.
he's thinking left all the way. He went to the left first, didn't exactly get what he wanted, turned around, put it up with the left, and he got it.
Razi, Kwasinski, open three. Maybe missed a travel call there. Goes to the rim and misses. Foul will be on Pui.
I mean, Jared, I don't know if you've noticed this too, but these teams play really similarly on offense. Like those two sequences there, basically the same idea, just driving in, kicking out, driving in again. It's a very simple offense. And so then it comes down to how good can your players be in one-on-one matchups. We've seen Cy Hodges go at his defender, seen a lot of success there. Kwasinski, he's been trying to go at his defender all night to varying success. Hasn't exactly gotten the shots to fall, but that's what they're looking for right here. They're looking to get into favorable matchups and exploit them on the inside specifically.
And while Rochester was a pretty unbeatable three-point shooting team coming into yesterday, they were shooting at a lower volume than their opponents in the season, and we've seen that continue the last 2 days. Today, Bates 6 for 20 from three-point range. That's 30%. Rochester, they only have 3 three-pointers, made only 11 attempts, so they're not making a concerted effort to bomb from behind the arc, but playing within their offense instead. That's why it is a 1-point game here today. Again, still a discrepancy, 9-point difference in terms of three-point shots today. Cy Hodges has been a big part of that for Bates. Pui picks up his dribble in the middle, got stuck in no man's land. Here's O'Leary, two-man game, goes up with the right hand and finishes. It has been the surrounding cast for Bates that has really come through after Pui set the tone early in the first half.
Yeah, and for both sides, really. I mean, we've seen unexpected players making their impact everywhere.
Jagodzinski takes advantage of a bit of a broken play. Cy Hodges hit the floor, and Jagodzinski made the layup. Back and forth we go here in the second half. O'Leary, he picks up his dribble. Ball's batted away. O'Leary will get it back. Now he can dribble again. Goes right to the basket, kicks out. Wide open for three. Just rims out. It was halfway down and out. Another opportunity. O'Leary takes it well short. Another offensive rebound. Crazy possession for Bates. They'll look to reset. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cy Hodges now. He's got Jagodzinski on him. Screen from Pui. Goes right. Mid-range jump shot. Short. Pui puts it up and in.
I don't even know what to say about that one. That possession had everything. I mean, who can even blame Rochester at that point? At the point where they were so broken down on defense, they let Pui slip in underneath.
3-point lead now. Risky pass. Razi stepped out of bounds.
That's a close call there. Razi certainly didn't like it. I don't know if I like it either. And it certainly would have set up his player on the outside to drive in pretty well. That's what they're looking for, Rochester. Unfortunately, maybe a game of inches, just stepped out of bounds.
Decker and Sparks will hit the bench for Bates. We'll see Jameer Primer back in the game.
Let's see if Coyne gets something going here, too. He's been so quiet so far today.
Yeah, Coyne, big-time three-point shooter. He's hit 8 threes in a game multiple times in his career, but none so far today. Primer in the corner. He'll take the Pui screen. Work in the mid-range game. Pull up. Yes, sir.
That's a tough move. That's a pro move. He's just getting to his spot and knocking it down. We've seen that from Primer. We've seen that from Cy Hodges as well. And those are those individual buckets that you need if you're Bates, if you want to keep, maintaining a lead in this one.
We're in for a good finish here. Under 3.5 minutes to go. It's a 5-point Bates lead. Nate Sock finds Jagodzinski. He wants to work in the post. Double team comes and a foul. Reach in foul. That'll be on Jameer Primer. So free throws for Jagodzinski. That's the 7th foul, or the 6th foul, excuse me. 7th foul on Bates. So we'll be in the bonus from here on out. 1-1 until we reach the double bonus.
And this game is only going to get more physical from here. The whistle's only going to get blown more and more. So it's going to come down to free throw shooting in a lot of aspects.
Jagodzinski's first free throw good, and that's important. As we mentioned earlier, Rochester in the first half really struggled from the line. They were 4 of 11. So far today, Jagodzinski is 3 for 5 from the line. 66% shooter on the season. Second free throw, no good. So he splits the pair. Offensive rebound, out of bounds, and it'll be Bates' possession. They'll probably take that. 1 of 2 at the line, and still a 4-point lead. That's 2 possessions.
Yeah, now they get a chance to really come down off of a baseline in and get a chance to set up something on offense, try to get a good look, because a 3 here can make all the difference. A bucket at all would be huge.
Oh, beautiful backdoor cut. Here's the pass to the corner. It was too low for Primer to catch cleanly. He will reset the play entirely. Pui moved off the screen. He'll set another one. Cy Hodges. Got to get something going. Left hand rejected. What a block from Jagodzinski. The other way, Sock will kick out. Rozzy pump fake into the lane. Layup. Offensive foul. That's that clear out we talked about earlier, going both ways now. An offensive foul, and the layup will not count.
Yep. Gonzalez just saw, the legend of Marcin Gortat up there in the sky, but couldn't exactly emulate it. You can't grab. You just got to use your body to clear him out. There got too much red jersey, and that's what made the difference. Ref had no choice but to blow the whistle.
So what could have cut this game to 2 will instead remain at 4. Ball tipped out on the other end will remain with Bates. Primer into Pui. Pui fakes, goes middle, aggressive move. He looked to pass, but a foul beforehand. And now Rochester will be in the bonus as well, so Pui will go to the line 1-1.
Yeah, I think we're definitely seeing this whistle tighten up as well. I don't think that one gets called earlier in the game, but as of now, they're definitely not trying to let anything go. Pui now earns 1 at the line with a chance to make it 2.
Big free throws for Pui. He's an 81% free throw shooter on the year, and his first one is perfect. Not a huge threat from deep, but good touch on his shots. Both free throws are good. And those are 2 big free throws to extend the lead to 6. It's going to be a possession where Rochester needs to get something. Rozzy has pretty much played the whole second half. And as has Jagodzinski. He'll look to score here. Jagodzinski in the post. Turnaround jump shot. Blocked! Peter Cy Hodges on the block.
Great defense from Cy Hodges. And Rochester, everyone in this building knew who they were going to. That's number 12 when they need a bucket. And this was definitely a scenario where they needed a bucket. But Cy Hodges, he wasn't phased at all. Got his hand up, played perfect textbook defense. Really well done.
Hard to do it better than that. Cy Hodges with a huge block now on the other end. Pui will take the 3 and knock it down. A huge 3 from Pui, and that's going to extend the lead to 9. Rochester needs to get something here quickly on the other end. They're going to say that was off of Bates. A little shove from Kanatis, and Primer sells it a bit.
Yeah.
So a timeout now.
And Pui and Gonatas having some words after Pui hit that big 3. Tensions rising here in a close one. And I think for Pui, sometimes the best thing you can do is the most unexpected thing, and that's what he did. Knocked down a huge 3, biggest shot of this game for sure.
Pui didn't have a great game yesterday, only 4 points, but the 2 games before that were kind of indicative of what his season has looked like as a whole. 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks against Thomas, and 19.7 rebounds and a block against Bowdoin. Both of those games well over 60% from the field. Today, couldn't really get it going in the second half, but the all-around play has been there, and that 3 was the shot of the game. Pui now up to 11 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks. That's an all-around performance.
Yeah, and I wish this one was the average, 48 minutes. He could be on triple-double watch. He might not get it on this one, but he's been doing everything. And so far, shooting 4 for 10, that's not exactly what you want to see, and with 3 turnovers as well. But, he's doing what he needs to, and they know that he's their best player. They know that he's the one that's going to run this offense, live or die. And so when he shows up in the biggest moments, that's really big for not only this game, but for your confidence in the entire season as well. Knocking out a huge shot there.
Yeah, weren't really looking at him as the biggest 3-point threat, although he did have 7 makes coming into today. But the shot of the game right there for sure. Cy Hodges is up to 38 minutes on the day. He's got 16 points. Decker, he's got 16 points. 4 guys in double digits for Bates as they're running a bit of a tightened rotation here. Rochester now needs to get a bucket if they want a chance in this game. Rozzy's inbounding. Open 3 is good. Nate Sock with the quick three, and that'll extend the life of Rochester in this game. Under a minute and a half now. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Coyne. Bates is they're taking their time, as they should here. They want to run the clock down. Coyne still controlling. Cy Hodges now setting up with Pui. Screen. Cy Hodges in the lane. Kicks. Coyne, his first three of the game, rims out. Pui fights for the offensive rebound, and they'll get another chance. 20 seconds on the clock to kill more time. At some point, you got to foul, and there they are.
And, you have to execute in all phases of the game. They got a little bit lucky. They left the other teams, one of their best players, wide open for three, almost converted, just couldn't hit. And then if you don't box out, if you let Pui get a hand in there, then that can be the end of you just the same. That's basically the game and the balance there. If they're down 6, they have a chance to come back. Otherwise, though, now it's not looking so good. They have to send them to the line.
So another timeout. That three from Coyne almost certainly would have been the dagger, but the offensive rebound from Pui, almost a dagger as well. You needed to control the ball, get back down the floor, and get a bucket up if you were Rochester. Now it's going to be more free throws for Bates in what has been a very strong performance overall. As we talked about, they kind of tightened that rotation, and you've gotten pretty much positive ball out of everyone who's been on the floor. Coyne really the one guy who hasn't shown up all too much for Bates. We talked about him coming into today. He's a sharpshooter. Over 70% of his shots are from three. He hasn't been able to get it going today. 0 for 3 from behind the line. But Cy Hodges, Pui, O'Leary, Sparks, Primer, and Decker have all really given Bates plus minutes today.
Yeah, and when you're a team that relies on your players' individual success to do well as a team as a whole, you rely on your players just making plays individually, that's big. You need your players to show up. And we're seeing a perfect example over here. I think it's hard to find a better game if you're Coach Furbush for your team than everybody just executing at their highest level, getting to the rim, and knocking down the shots.
For Rochester, it's been a lot of Jagodzinski. He's got 18 points, 7 of 12, 9 rebounds, 3 steals. He's played 36 minutes. Behind him, no one else is in double digits, so that's kind of the difference we've seen. Kwasinski's got 8 points, but he's only 2 for 9. McEachran, he's got 8 points, 3 for 6, 2 big threes today. But overall, other than Luke Rossi off the bench, they haven't had as much going for you. That's how you see the 6-point lead, now a 7-point lead off the made free throw from Cy Hodges.
I think Rochester's still looking to make up for the loss of Corvin Oprea, too, who was second on this team with 11.6 points per game. How do you fill in those minutes and those points in every game? It comes from your other players, but they're still struggling a little bit with that.
Rossi quickly down the floor. Up, off glass, and good. That's the quick bucket you wanted. Now you're going to play the foul game into Primer. Primer might have cramped up, and we'll see what the call. He fumbled the ball. Rochester on the sideline is upset. He got a timeout off before anything went wrong. When he grabbed the ball, it seemed like he seized up something went wrong there, but good to get the timeout off and still a 6-point lead.
Now, even more importantly, Bates gets a chance to go over what they're going to do against this press with Rochester looking pretty feisty to get that ball back as soon as possible and not have to play the foul game from as far behind. Down 6, you're not a huge threat. If they can just turn one around, get a turnover, then this could be a real different story. 3 points, 4 points is an entire different ball game.
And look who they went to on the inbounds play. Rossi all the way down the floor. He scored. A lot of trust in the freshman that I think is built up really over the last 2 games. Out of Washington, D.C., my hometown, he played at South Kent in Connecticut.
Yeah, Rossi, 10 points in this one. He only had 16 coming into this on the season. And so, it can be anyone at any time on any given Sunday here inside Cousins Gymnasium, and that's what it's been for Luke Rossi so far.
His career high in points was 4, and that was set yesterday against Tufts. His career high in minutes was 18. That was just last week, and now today up to double digits in points, and he has looked really good while doing it. Is really impressive off the bounce, and has just gotten Rochester back within 6 with 46.8 seconds to go. Because the ball was inbounded, they will not be able to advance it off the timeout, so we're back where we started. Can Bates advance the ball past half court? The press is on. Risky pass, caught, and a great push forward to Cy Hodges. Where's the foul? Hasn't come yet. The trap comes, and there's the foul. Double bonus now. It'll be 2 free throws for Cy Hodges, who's been good from the line so far today. 2 for 2, both of them coming in the previous possession. On the season, Cy Hodges came in today only 50% from the line, 6 for 12. First free throw is good. Going to be hard to come back from an 8-point deficit in 40 seconds if he hits this one, though there are timeouts remaining for both teams.
And Rochester got exactly the pass they were looking for, pressing up there. It was kind of a lobbed up ball over the top. That's perfect to try to take it away. They just couldn't do it, though. Corin got it and was able to advance it down the court.
Both free throws good. 8-point game, 70-62. No timeout here. They'll look to move quickly. Get it to Rozzi. Rozzi moves right, spins, and gets his pocket picked. Going to be a kick ball on the loose ball when Cy Hodges tried to grab it, so it'll stay with Rochester. .7 left on the clock. Got to be a quick shot here as the mop comes out to dry up a wet spot on the floor.
Yeah, I think now you're looking at Jagodzinski to get a shot here off the inbound, but I'm also looking at Sock. You know, he's somebody they've looked to throughout the season. He's certainly someone with a lot of experience. Try to get him open.
Inside, Ganatis gets it to Sock. Risky pass. Rozzi fakes the 3, doesn't take it. Now we're under 25 seconds. Jagodzinski pump fake, pulls up, off the front of the rim. Rebound to Bates. Another foul. That will likely do it.
Jagodzinski got a decent look at it. Of course, it wasn't easy. Kind of a broken possession off the inbound altogether. Couldn't convert there.
2 more free throws for Cy Hodges.
And Bates did a really good job there just to finish this off in staying together on defense, not getting discombobulated, even as it was a broken play for both sides. Staying on their man, getting 2 contests on Jagodzinski as he went up for that 3.
Both free throws no good, but an offensive rebound to Bates. See if Rochester looks to foul again. Cy Hodges will get to go to the line again. And offensive rebounding has been key late here today.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be key in basically any game, especially when there's such a discrepancy. We saw it earlier a couple minutes ago on that huge rebound from Pui. Saw it there again here to really ice this one.
It shows up on the stat sheet. 31 defensive rebounds for Bates, 24 for Rochester. 10 offensive rebounds for Bates, 6 for Rochester. So a 41-30 differential on the boards today. And really, that has come up huge down the stretch. Now 12 seconds to go in a 10-point game. This one is all but over. Jagodzinski will take it down. Look for a final shot here. The 3 is no good. Rebound to Bates, and that'll do it here from Cousins Gymnasium. The Bates College Bobcats pull out a 72-62 win over the University of Rochester Yellow Jackets. They'll move to 4-5, and importantly, they'll surpass their win total from all of last season here in the first month of the season. Only 3 wins last year. They're already at 4, and this was a very encouraging win for this Bates College team.
Yeah, and I think one thing about this team is they play best when they're playing with the most energy possible, and that's what we saw today. Everybody just seemed committed to playing their brand of basketball for all 40 minutes that we saw today, especially players like Cy Hodges. We saw it from O'Leary and, of course, Babacar Pui as well. You know, just getting downhill, getting into the basket, playing physical, playing tough, and most importantly, playing with energy. And that's something that carries over, no matter how far they go into this season, no matter what's happening in a game. If you play with energy, you'll play well. And we saw that from Bates today, a really impressive win for them.
It was the dominant first half from Bates that led to a 9-point deficit for Rochester going into the second half that won them the game, despite the fact that Rochester shot 59% from the floor in the second half. Despite the fact that they shot 43% from deep in the second half, they could not make up that deficit. only outscoring Bates by 1 in the second half. The free throws really came back to bite them. Bates 12 of 15 from the line in the second half. Big games from Pui, as you said. Big game from Peter Sy-Hodges. And although Logan Jagodzinski and the freshman Luke Razi did their best for the University of Rochester, it wasn't enough. And so the NESCAC opponent, Bates, will win this UAA Challenge game against the UAA University of Rochester. They'll be happy with how this one went. We'll be right back here on JumboCast for another broadcast review. It's going to be Tufts versus Brandeis to end the UAA Challenge here today. I've been Jared Cohen, joined by Noah Goldstein. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay home safely and stay tuned on JumboCast.
You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.